Hey guys, and welcome back. This is the Round Table, the conversation where your voice is shaping it. I am May.
I'm Tanya.
And today we are excited to introduce to you a special guest. We have joining us CJ from our Knoxville office, who is one of our investment planners. So welcome to you, CJ.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Absolutely. Honestly, this is a big moment for our roundtable because you're our first special guest. So,
Yay.
Perfect.
yay.
Save the best for first, right?
Save the best for first. That's what they say. Absolutely. Before we get into the serious stuff, CJ, give us just a couple tidbits about you and who you are.
Perfect. Well, my name's CJ Gettelfinger. Like May said, I'm an investment planner at S.E.E.D Planning Group. A couple fun facts about me. I'm getting married January 24th to my beautiful fiance, Kira. We're having a destination wedding in Puerto Rico. And then a couple other fun facts. I really like to fly fish. And then if you ever get the chance, I used to want to be a magician. So if you want to see some magic, let me know. I'll show you a couple card tricks.
I never knew
I know.
that.
I didn't know that either.
Yep,
Oh,
exactly. It's the party trick, you know.
yay.
We won't put you on the spot, but we may have CJ
I
back
do
again.
have a deck of cards now.
He came prepared, folks. He came prepared. Client experience at its best. We meet the people. I love that.
We used to
I
call
love
him
that.
the goat, CJ. Now I'm going to call him the magician, CJ.
Yep,
There
exactly.
we go.
Like we said earlier, you know, I can be whatever's needed.
I love it. I love it. Well, yeah, we're so excited to get to spend some time with you today and also just for you to answer from your own perspectives some client questions that we've had relating to investment managing and the services that we offer here at S.E.E.D. And so I think a great entryway to that is what brought you here to S.E.E.D?
Yeah, my past, you know, I played Division I basketball, and so I always tell people, they're like, "What'd you go to school for?" And I'm like, "Basketball." You know, I wasn't exactly sure the path that I wanted to take, but I always knew I wanted to do something in the business sector. My dad grew up. I was born and raised in Knoxville, and he had worked in the business scene in Knoxville a lot. So I knew that that was where I wanted to be, and I was always just, you know, very good with math, numbers, things like that, and just kind of found myself naturally focusing on finance as I was in school. But as we had talked earlier, you know, the thing that really got me into finance and where I'm at now is really that upbringing. Um, I've lived a very interesting life, you know, not necessarily one that's kind of normal. And, you know, a lot of lives are kind of rags to riches. I watched my family kind of go backwards, went from riches to rags. And a lot of that was based off of just financial things. Some of it that was controllable, some of it was non controllable. A lot of things connected to 2008 financial crisis, things of that matter. But what really has got me here is, you know, I saw where there were some steps in my own life, my own family that were taken that could have been different. And that's really where I'm here because one, I want to learn for myself and my family, the people around me, but also I want to help other people. I want to help people take those right steps, get them squared away on a path so that the steps that they take now, they'll be squared away further down the line. So that's really why I'm here. It hits really close to home, but really just want to, you know, set myself up, help set other people up for financial success down the line.
I love that story, CJ. I can tell everybody that, you know, just working side by side with him in the Knoxville office, CJ is the example of the hungry, humble, smart. He does everything with humility. I mean, he's so talented and so amazing in everything that he does, but he always comes with compassion and just just that humbleness of, you know what, like he said on this podcast already, I'll be whatever I need to be for you to help you. So if anybody who ever has a chance to work with him or just, you know, just to be in his presence, it's you're going to have a good day because he's just an amazing, amazing guy. So, CJ, tell us a little bit about your credentials and why is that important when we see your name on the screen and the letters behind it? What does that mean for our clients and what can they take away from that?
Yeah, earlier this year, I had gotten the AIF designation, so accredited investment fiduciary. So really kind of to sum that up, what that means is what I'm here to do is put your best interest first. That's exactly what I want to do. Navigating investments, navigating the financial realm can be overwhelming. It can be confusing. And a lot of times, right, that's where people come to us. But sometimes it's hard to break down those walls, break down those barriers. We feel so attached to our money, as we should, right? It's our hard earned money. It's our life savings, things that we've put our blood, sweat into. And I can speak from experience, and I'm sure everyone else, right? Going into the stock market can be scary. It can be nerve wracking. No one wants to see their assets decline in value. But what I have to help people navigate is that when we come to invest and do work with us at S.E.E.D Planning Group, that you have to have a long term mindset, right? Nothing is a short term mindset. We have to get a plan, work that plan, tend the plan, and keep that long term mindset. So when I have that AIF designation, is saying that, hey, whatever may come up in the short term, we have to keep this long term effect. We can't let the short term storms or things like that knock us off course.
I think that's so great too. And I think it speaks a lot to just for me personally and a lot of the clients that we talk to, there's almost this unspoken fear bubble that they don't know how to approach a conversation about investments or finances because either like you even shared, they haven't had a lot of those conversations, or they have the means to have the conversations, but they don't know who to have them with
Mm-hmm.
because maybe things that have happened in their past or past professional relationships where they have received advisement and maybe things didn't turn out the way that they had wanted. So I think too, if you could just also speak to what are some of the ways that you really work with clients to meet them in those fears and their concerns.
Exactly. No, that's a great point too, because I know that this industry can have a lot of, like you just said, where you may have a bad experience in the past. A big importance within this industry is really the relationship, right? Is building that relationship with the client, making them trust you, feel comfortable, and when you do have things that are kind of outside of our control, sometimes when there are some of those downturns, things like that, we have to make sure that that relationship is the strongest anchor right off the beginning. And returns, performance, things like that definitely matter. They do. But at the end of the day, right, it's that relationship. It's how we can build and take care and know that I have your back, you have my back. We're here. It's a mutual relationship.
So, what would you say would be your go to, maybe you want to call it like we do in the South here, our comfort food advice? Like, what would be your advice that you would just be able to speak to just anybody that may be struggling or dealing with embarrassment
Yeah,
or even the cockiness of I got this, I can do it, that type of thing. What would be your number one advice on that?
I would have to say that my number one advice would be to just be consistent. There's a lot of things that we can control in life. There's a lot of things that we can't control. Consistency is definitely one of those things we can control. Wherever you are in life, right, with what you just said, if you're someone who's maybe feels a little bit behind or you're cocky, you feel like you own the world, right, we can control our consistency. We can control that input. So that's really what I try to preach and make sure that the relationships that I'm building is, hey, let's be consistent wherever we are at today. What can we do to get where we want to be tomorrow?
I could sit here all day and listen to
No,
him.
I know. I'm like, I'm just basking in it.
I don't want to end. There's going to need to be more episodes with CJ on.
Yes, precursor to part two. No, I mean, I am so grateful for you to just take a little bit of time, and I know that the clients are going to be also, because like you said, we want to grow as a company, but first and foremost, our priority is that we're meeting the needs of our clients. And I
Mm-hmm.
think even in this moment, maybe we're opening up a conversation that they may not approach without that. So thank you so much for just being willing to dive in with both of us. We gave him no
No.
expectations of what to expect through this. So he's been an absolute trooper and also just brought so much goodness to our time today. So we thank you for that.
Absolutely.
So if we have any clients out there that do have any questions for CJ specifically, or just on the investment side, or any other type of questions, please, again, please contact us. We place this in our newsletter that you can get a hold of us, or you're more than welcome to call us directly. And we would be very happy to answer any questions or help you. That's our heart. That's our whole passion, and our goal is to help others.
As always, guys, it's been such a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with you. Keep sending in your questions, your thoughts, as Tanya said, and we look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care.